Jordan is also a musician himself. He's rap. I'm rock and roll. So we have different.
A little bit of hip hop. I mean,
Well, isn't okay? But isn't rap and hip? Isn't that the same thing? Rap and hip hop.
well, rap
Am I
is
wrong?
more of a, it's a more, it's more fast, and usually rap is like
Really?
related to like very fast and like very
Oh, okay. Okay. I mean,
like let's say Eminem.
yeah,
he's rap.
like Rap God. Yeah.
He goes freaking hard.
Okay, but even in the song, okay, but here's the way I always understood it. Hip hop is the genre. Rap is the way that you're presenting the music. Kind of like how, jazz, rock and roll, pop, all those different things. Those are the genres, but singing is what you're doing. Whereas you're not singing with rap, you're rapping.
Yeah,
so rap is not the genre, but rap is the way that you're delivering the music, right? The way you're delivering the lyrics. So it's hip hop, but rap is. That's how I've always understood it.
Yeah, but usually with pop culture, people say, when someone says, "Oh, I do rap,"
right?
People are like, "Oh, can you rap fast?" Like, usually people associate. Well, actually, not usually, but all the time, people associate rap.
I mean, yeah. Well, that's true, but then you can get into things, because the same thing happens with like, with like even me being a rock artist, where some people will think of rock and they'll think of that, they'll think of like kind of, hardcore scream, like they'll think of like metal or something, right? Other people will think of rock and they'll think, what's technically, if you want to get really technical, the subgenres I really kind of gravitate toward are pop rock and pop punk, which in a way, pop rock is kind of what rock started as. When rock started in like the 50s with like Elvis Presley, Chuck Berry, Buddy Holly, all that. And then, you had the Beatles and all these other artists kind of make it more, and then later things like metal and all that would kind of spin off. But, some people will think of rock and they'll think of like really hard stuff, but it's really interesting how subgenres and stuff work. And I think rock probably has the most subgenres. I guess pop has a lot of different subgenres too. I don't think hip hop really has that many, but I don't know. I could be wrong, and I don't know. But yeah, no. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. It's not. I'm not very familiar with that. That world of hip hop of all that, So.
Two very different worlds here, people. But
very.
But actually, when you said coronavirus.
Yeah.
Quarantine, you're learning a lot
Everyone's
about
talking
yourself
about these days.
and,
Yeah.
Doing all these things, and good things can come out of it.
Right.
So today, I think probably at 11, 12 o'clock.
Right.
I was going through like songs.
Midlife crisis. No, I'm kidding. At 25.
I'm a hot mess, people.
Yeah,
well,
me too. So.
But no. So I was going over songs like I'm really bored right now.
Yeah.
What can I do right now? And I'm like, I want to make some more music, or at least think of more music. And so I'm thinking of like specific phrases that I always use, or I have conversations with people, and they say like, hey, what type of music do you listen to?
Right.
I listen to anything but country. That's what
so
a lot
many,
of my
so
friends
many people say that.
So
many people say that.
And actually, a friend of mine, Andy Minio, one of his songs is called "Anything But Country." Because that's what he usually talks about a lot to his friends.
Oh my god.
But anyway, so I was thinking, and I'm like, what can really stand out? And this, I literally was just going through like all the things that I've experienced throughout this quarantine time.
Right.
And I came up with the song called #2020.
Okay.
And
we'll go ahead first on that.
Yeah, and I have a semi kind of feel of what it's gonna sound like.
Sure.
But I literally thought about that. I'm like, that just sounds really dope. Let's do it. And so I have a song that I'm working on right now. It's called #2020.
Okay. Sure.
Yeah, it's
first time hearing of this.
And actually during quarantine time.
Yes.
Before quarantine time, I was pretty lacking in doing anything.
Yeah,
music.
yeah.
Once in a while I'd be like, write this joint down, kind of do this, whatever, put in my notes. and kind of pushed to the side.
Right.
Now quarantine is here and coronavirus has come and it's still here, unfortunately. I'm doing a lot more musical stuff. Like, I'm thinking a lot more music.
Yeah.
I'm writing down a lot of stuff in my notes.
Mm-hmm.
So, 2020. Corona, thank you.
I know.
Not really, but thank you.
I know what you mean when you say I'm doing a lot more musical stuff, but I'm just imagining you like being in musicals.
No,
You know, like Fiddler on the Roof or something.
Okay, there are some musicals.
Oh no.
Like one that I like, and I forgot what it was called, but I saw it in
What
8th
is it,
grade.
Hamilton?
No,
Because it has rap in it.
Okay, so some of you guys that are some of you dudes that are gonna be listening to this when this comes out, y'all are probably gonna give me some shade, but High School Musical is pretty jamming.
I'm done. We're not
doing
doing this
it's pretty
That's
jamming.
it. Episode 1 is done.
Some of them songs are pretty jamming. I'm not gonna lie. But anyways,
Well, okay. So to your credit, I will say, I did always like. Oh God, what was it like? Of course, Get Your Head in the Game.
yeah.
There was. What was it like? The Boys Are Back or something like that, where they're like
Boys Are
singing.
Back.
Oh my God. Where they're like in
Boys Are
the,
Back.
because they're like in the junkyard and shit, right? You know.
Yeah.
Yeah, that one. You know, I don't know. Like I get it. You know.
That
whatever.
was
Each
literally
their
the
own. I don't
only
know.
musical that
Yeah.
I liked
But
so far. In
at
my
the
life.
same time, when if you're talking about like diehard musical, like theater fans and stuff like that, you know, that's a whole different ball game, right? Those are a completely different.
So that I'm
type
not a
of
fan of.
Right.
Like that would be a punishment. People, that would be a real big punishment for me.
Something I could never understand about myself. I love music. I love singing. I love, you know, all that stuff. And I love acting, but I don't like musicals that much. I guess there are some that I'm kind of okay with. I think the reason for me, though, is because I view music very, like, personally, where, like, each song kind of means something, and all art is open to interpretation, of course, but I kind of prefer a song to be, like, open-ended, and I can interpret what it means, rather than it being tied to a larger story, and them saying, oh, well, this song is about this specific, you know, thing happening with these characters. I think that's my thing with it. I'm also not a big fan that it doesn't follow most musicals don't follow the kind of structure of songs where you have like verse, chorus, verse, bridge, you know, that stuff. But, you know, and there's nothing wrong with going outside of. It's funny because I used to not like really any of the like long songs. I used to not like long songs at all until I actually went and listened to all of American Idiot by Green Day, of course, and that to this day now, Jesus of Suburbia is my favorite song by them, and that's like what 9 minutes. I think it's 9 minutes, and that, you know, that doesn't follow the typical structure of a song, but I don't know. And of course, you know, Queen has great songs like that, of course, and I don't know it, but generally speaking, those songs don't normally kind of, I guess, gravitate toward those, but you know, but that's just me.
Yeah.
What are this is interesting. What are some of your, you know, favorite types of music, favorite band, favorite artists, you know?
Man,
who got you into the game?
Yeah.
Who inspired you?
I don't know, really, to be honest. Like
Never heard of him.
Yeah. Well, like me, I've never really been inspired by like. I mean, I have, but I don't really know who or what band or song or person.
Sure.
I like. Oh, I want to do this.
Yeah.
For a career. I actually don't know, to be honest. I can't answer that question.
I got you.
Like, I just kind of was like, oh, you know, I want to do this for a career. And actually, now I'm actually hardcore thinking about it.
Okay.
Panic at the Disco.
Really?
Yes.
Okay. I mean, they're one of my favorites too, but
yeah,
I wouldn't.
What was Death of a Bachelor?
Okay. Yeah.
I was jamming to that
Yeah.
song, and I was like, oh, you know, Like I could see myself doing music as a career. So I kind of
Wait, you mean the record or that song specifically?
that
Death
song
of the Bad-
specifically.
But that's so like an antithesis and the
I know.
antithesis of like what you do. That's very like kind of Sinatra kind of.
Yeah, I know, and weird, isn't it? And so I was
Yeah.
like, you know, what? I kind of want to experiment something. And
Sure.
So I went to Fall Out Boy
Okay.
because I've listened to a couple.
No,
of
I mean
stuff.
again, great band. but
Um,
so far,
yeah,
you're only naming
yeah,
artists
no,
I like.
Fall Out Boy, Disturbed. I like some of their stuff.
yeah.
Disturbed,
Mhm.
Fall Out Boy, Panic at the Disco,
Right.
and then a friend of mine, Chris Parsons, he's into quote unquote Christian rap.
So what is defined as that? Are we talking like?
So basically, it's like you're a Christian who raps about.
No, but I'm talking about the artist. So isn't there something like Takashi? No, that's a completely different dude. I'm thinking of
like a piece of food.
No, I'm thinking of Takashi 6ix9ine or something like that. He's called. No, that's a completely different dude. No. There's that 616 guy. Do you know? Tadashi, Tadashi, yeah. People like him, you know, like he'd be in that genre, right? Or
Yeah.
Who-
Well, so a lot of them, being the nerd I am on their music, you know, I kind of watched a couple of interviews with them,
Sure.
about them, and a lot of people refer to them as, you know, Christian rappers.
Mhm.
People who only rap about God, Christianity, and
Yeah,
it's
yeah.
like I'm a person
Mhm.
just like anyone else,
Sure.
but you know my morals and values kind of gravitate and rotate around Christianity
Sure.
and being a follower of Jesus.
Right.
And so like a record I listened to earlier this week,
Mhm.
I forgot, he was like an old school quote unquote Christian rapper. He was rapping about how he used to smoke marijuana
Yeah, sure.
and how he used to bang like 14 girls in the same week. And you know, it's like people are like, oh, that's terrible, shame.
Yeah,
It's like
yeah.
he's a regular
Right.
he puts on pants just
Well,
like everyone else.
Yeah, that's
But his
yeah.
morals and values are different than
Right.
you know,
Well,
your
also he
average.
like it's not how he is anymore. For one thing,
No.
like, he grew from that. And
Yeah, exactly.
I don't. Yeah, I totally. For me, like, I like my heroes to be flawed. People that I look up to, people in anything, you know. And I feel like I'm kind of, I guess, you know, me. I kind of like wear my inspirations on my sleeve, right? I'm very open about the artists and the people that I look up to and all those different, you know, like, I mean, you mentioned Panic and Fall Out Boy. Those are two of my favorite bands, but of course, so my favorite band is All Time Low, and from there, you know, there's a bunch of, from discovering that band, that kind of opened up the, I guess, the floodgates for me as to really getting, because I mean, I knew about like Blink-182 and Green Day and Bowling for Soup and stuff like that, and I was into them, but I got even more so into that scene once I found out about all that. And so a lot of those artists are very much in the realm of people that I also like a lot of artists that are kind of, you know, more or less just starting out. But my top three bands though are definitely All Time Low, Water Parks, and Mariana's Trench. Those guys are some just incredible bands, incredible people, and the you know, what kind of got me into music and everything in the first place was, of course, you know, Drake Bell you know, famous for Drake and Josh and all that. He kind of inspired me to play guitar, to play rock and roll, to juggle music and acting and all these different things, and it's just been a huge influence to me in a ton of different ways. He was, you know, my hero growing up for like all throughout my childhood, pretty much.